Okay. Hey everyone, my name is Gracie. Um, my injury happened it was 10 years ago in January. I was a competitive cheerleader in Birmingham, Alabama. And in cheerleading, I was a top girl. So if you're not familiar with that, it's the girl they typically throw in the air and spins around all the fun tricks. And it was a day at practice. I was dropped straight onto the back of my head. Um, my mom was there, so she saw everything that happened, and I can remember little bits and pieces of it. I blacked out for a few minutes, but I still kind of knew what was going on. My coach had asked me a few questions, like if I had Tylenol or ibuprofen that day, and I was so unaware of what was happening. And so my mom brought me out to like the little waiting room in the gym, and I had no idea what was going on. We sat there for maybe 10 minutes, but it felt like we were sitting there for an hour. And she took me to the hospital that was about 5 minutes down the road. And the doctor had actually misdiagnosed me, and he did a CT scan. He had a daughter who cheered at the same gym. So he said, this kind of stuff happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Take a few days off and let her go back to practice next week. So in my head, I was like, okay, great. We have a huge competition coming up in the next month, and I want to be there for it. So I was still having really bad migraines. I was dizzy, nauseous, and a big thing for me was sensitivity to light and sound. So my mom knew that things weren't right. She took me to my pediatrician at the time, and then he had referred us to a neurologist and a neuropsychologist. And those were the doctors that really helped me the most. I visited my neuropsychologist once a week for 7 months until I was released. But during that time, he had kind of advised me no TV, phone, iPad, that sort of thing, just to kind of let my brain heal. And that was kind of hard for me being that young. There was nothing else that I could really do. And I couldn't go to school. I couldn't see my friends. So I kind of just laid in bed and rested and prayed, hoped for the best. And that July, I was released. And I returned back to school and went back to school cheer. Didn't go back to competitive cheerleading, but I also started taking piano lessons as a form of music therapy that I really enjoyed. And yeah, that's about it.
Gracie, can you tell me a little bit about what you struggled with as a result of your injury, and then also how the Head Injury Foundation has been able to work with you?
Right. So I didn't mention this earlier, but I am a senior at Auburn University. I will graduate. That's okay. I will graduate in May, but I think throughout high school and college, both concentration has been a big issue for me. Throughout high school, I did have a 504 plan through doctor's orders that gave me the opportunity to step outside of class in another room to take tests, or just have a quiet place to be able to do my homework, things like that. Because I couldn't do it with all the distractions around me. And I didn't take that to college with me. So I went in just as a normal student, and I was really worried about that in the beginning, that I might not be able to make it this far. And with a lot of studying and hard work and extra time to my studies, I have made it. So yeah, I'd say that was the biggest thing. And for the Head Injury Foundation, I kind of partnered with you guys after my injury, probably about 2 years later. So I think it was Scott's first year there as well. But yeah, they have helped me in so many ways. I do a lot of community and charity work with traumatic brain injuries, and it's just a cause that's very close to my heart because I have been able to experience, but I'm also very lucky in a sense that I have been able to push forward and try to accomplish those goals that I have had. So Scott and the Head Injury Foundation has been very helpful for me in in terms of my future, maybe looking for jobs or internships, that sort of thing. So you can always say they'll be in your corner forever. And I have been able to see what they do for other people as well.
One of the things that Graci humbly left out of her story is that she is a frequent winner of numerous beauty pageants, and
Wow.
and it's so special to us because she has, you know, every pageant contestant has a platform that's an issue that they take on as being an issue they want to raise awareness for. And I think it's very appropriate at the end of Brain Injury Awareness Month to speak to the fact that Graci has, even though it's a platform that you don't know as much about, because a lot of the contestants will choose things like illiteracy, you know, domestic violence, and other type of issues that are really well known. But she has never wavered from keeping traumatic brain injury as her platform and raising awareness for it, even though it can be a hard thing to describe to other people. So we're really thankful, because every time Graci is on stage and sporting a new crown from another competition that she has dominated, it also raises awareness about traumatic brain injury. And I think that's a really special way that she has used her story to actually become an advocate and to help spread the word about brain injuries on a national level. So we're appreciative to you for that, Graci.